Even before this whole Twitter mess started, Elon Musk was easily one of the most controversial figures of the 21st century. And while a lot of people consider him a world leader in science and technology, at the same time, he's also been accused of being racist, sexist, and even an egomaniac too. No matter which side you're on, we've compiled an interesting list of celebrities who absolutely can't stand Elon Musk. Let's dive right in. First up, George Clooney. In an interview with Esquire back in 2013, George Clooney shared that he wasn't thrilled about the electric vehicles that Elon Musk had played a part in developing. He was one of the first to get a Tesla, but people started noticing when he switched back to driving a Lexus instead of Hollywood's favorite ride. So, when he was asked about it in the interview, Clooney replied that he had been stuck on the side of the road too many times while driving that vehicle, and at one point, he just got fed up with it. And while it probably isn't the best feeling to see an A-lister trash your product in an internationally published magazine for the whole world to see, at the same time, every product has its critics, and the best way to tackle such a situation and come out on top of it is always with grace. Unfortunately, Elon decided to go the petty route with this one. In response, he tweeted, "In other news, George Clooney reports that his iPhone 1 had a bug back in 2007. Yeah, he seriously needs to work on those customer service skills. Next up, Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg might be just as famous as Elon Musk in the world of innovation and technology, but it's pretty safe to say they're probably not Facebook friends. They don't even try to hide their disdain for each other. Let's go back to 2016, when Zuckerberg's $200 million satellite exploded in a pre-launch static fire test accident when it was attached to one of Musk's SpaceX Falcon 9 rockets. After that incident, SpaceX released a statement claiming the explosion as an anomaly on the launch pad. Of course, Zuckerberg wasn't going to let that be the official narrative. He quickly took to Facebook to share that he was deeply disappointed to hear that the failure of the SpaceX launch destroyed their satellite that would have otherwise provided connectivity to so many entrepreneurs and everyone else across the continent. Burn. But that wasn't the end of it. 2 years later, some Twitter user brought up the accident, to which Musk responded cheekily, "Yeah, my fault for being an idiot. We did give them a free launch to make up for it, and I think they had some insurance." It's also pretty safe to say that Elon Musk has zero filters, which is probably why he easily gets on people's bad sides. These two tech giants also have different views about the future of AI. While Zuckerberg is all for it, Musk, on the other hand, is vehemently against it, calling the technology far more dangerous than nukes. Zuckerberg once called out Musk's warning as pretty irresponsible in a Facebook livestream, after which Musk responded in true Musk form that he talked to Mark about this and that his understanding of the subject is limited. Coming up, Sarah Palin. While Sarah Palin might not be the most popular celebrity out there, she still has opinions and makes sure everyone knows them. Back in 2013, the former Alaska governor and Republican vice presidential candidate, in a Facebook post, called Tesla a loser. She also claimed that Elon Musk's signature car always turned into a brick when the battery was completely discharged. The main thing she called out Tesla for was that electric companies like that and Fisker apparently got a good amount of government funding in the early stages of development, but then they ended up laying off most of their workforce to stay profitable. And so she wanted people to start getting mad at having to pay for these wasteful ventures, which always end up being losers. Of course, with Elon Musk being Elon Musk, there was only one way he could have ever responded to it: And so he took to Twitter, where he wrote, "Sarah Palin calls Tesla a loser. Am deeply wounded." He also pointed out that bricking, when the car's lithium-ion battery pack stays unplugged for too long and can't be revived, is covered under warranty. Following up, Azealia Banks. Banks is a rapper known to have some pretty legendary feuds with celebrities, so it's not surprising that she has a thing or two to say about Elon Musk too. And just like Elon, she doesn't have a filter and isn't afraid to call someone out when she feels like she's being disrespected. In 2018, Banks and Grimes had been planning on collaborating on Banks's very much long-awaited, notoriously troubled second album. So, according to Banks, at least, Grimes invited her to fly out to LA so they could put some finishing touches on their collaboration. And so she did. But they didn't work on it at all. Instead, Azealia Banks weirdly camped out at Elon Musk's house and refused to leave until his girlfriend Grimes came out and recorded a song with her. The now deleted Instagram photos describing Banks's campout at the house are what we do know to be reality, despite the fact that it's unclear whether Banks really did turn up out of the blue, or if Grimes invited her to LA just to ghost on her. Throughout her stay, Oslo shared with the world her revelations of Musk's giant issued and then deleted a public apology, and the Tesla CEO being sued for fraud. Even 1 year later, when the rivalry should have been put to rest, Banks announced the release of an upcoming track that many people imagine as Musk's public execution. Now for Grimes' mother. Everyone remembers when Elon Musk welcomed a son, X-A12 Musk, with his on-again and off-again girlfriend Grimes back in 2020. Most people would think that becoming the father of a newborn again would mean that he'd be setting aside time to spend quality time with him. Instead, the founder of SpaceX ramped up his presence on Twitter and kept complaining about everything from the effect COVID-19 was having on his business to canceling culture. The one thing he kept forgetting to talk about was his newborn son. It took 13 whole days since the birth of X-A12 for Grimes' mother, Sandy Garacino, to finally speak up, finally fed up with all of Elon's nonsense and complaining. The tweet that was the last straw for her was when her son-in-law said, "Take the red pill," which is pretty much something that's used to define a person's shift to more right-wing ideology. This didn't rub the right way with Garacino. And while she's deleted the tweet now, nothing ever really gets deleted from the internet, where she tweeted, "If your partner went through a challenging pregnancy and childbirth in the last 2 weeks, and you were over 16 years old, would you be blaring MRA bullshit on Twitter right now? Go off, Sandy." Also, she once liked a tweet that read, "Elon Musk's Twitter presence in the last few months feels very Kanye 2018. Finally, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are two of the richest men on Earth, but they're not friends with each other. They've had a rivalry that's lasted over 15 years. Let's recap. It all started in 2004, when, according to Business Insider, Elon Musk and his fellow space pioneer Jeff Bezos had dinner with each other to exchange ideas as friendly rivals. But the moment Musk's SpaceX and Bezos's Blue Origin began their races into space, the rivalry stopped being friendly and started to get very real. Their biggest conflict happened in 2013. When NASA, which had stopped using its launch pads 2 years before, offered its historic Launch Complex 39A for commercial usage. And, of course, who would vie for the rights to use it first other than these two billionaires? This very public dispute led Bezos to file a complaint with the US government's General Accountability Office to challenge Musk, but he lost. After that, Musk signed a 20-year lease for exclusive rights to the famous site, but their feud didn't end there. 6 months later, Bezos hired Rajiv Padyal, the ex-vice president of SpaceX, to head Amazon's Project Kuiper. A bold flex. Anyway, if you thought 2013 was the end of it, you're not even close. But in a more recent clash between the two, Musk signed yet another contract with NASA in 2021, which was worth $3 billion, and aimed to bring astronauts back to the moon again. And apparently, Bezos was livid when he heard about this, to the point that he even moved to fight it through the GAO again. And that's a wrap for this video. Were you surprised by any of these celebrities on this list? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.